Jaime from Inky&Scrappy, sharing with you today card 7 in my So Amazing stamp set series featuring Lawn Fawn's So Very Mice and Sewn with Love stamp sets, as well as some other ones. I am starting with my panel of 3.5 by 8.5. I think that's what my panel piece was. Sometimes I start with a 4.5 or 4-inch piece, but I started just with the 3.5 by 8.5 as my panel. I decided I wanted some brick on the background. Now, that first purple there was just me kind of cleaning off my blending brush, since I obviously used some probably villainous potion the last time. So I'm coming in with Wilted Violet, and I want to say the other one, the first one I had used was Antique Velvet, maybe? Is it Crushed Velvet? Antique Velvet? Velvet? Crushed Velvet, I think is what it's called. So it's kind of like a purpley pink color. And I just liked how those ones went together. I wanted something lighter in the center and darker on the outside. So I have that panel piece done. Now I'm bringing in this pink Pixie ink color from Close to My Heart. It's an older one. It's a dye ink. I needed a dye ink because I want to go over this wood. I guess it's like old chipped wood, like white painted wood that's been chipped. And so I did it in both. Like this one's like an ocean one. Maybe it's lagoon. I'm not positive. But I did it in pink and in blue because I couldn't decide which one I wanted to do. I did end up going with the blue, I think, in my finished. Yes, I did end up going with the blue. So I'm just going to cut these down because it doesn't actually have a wood grain look to them, and I wanted a wood floor for my scene. So I'm going to cut these in 1/2-inch strips, and then I'm going to piece them together on the bottom of my card. Oh, I actually started on my actual card base. Wow. I don't do that a whole lot. Usually I end up doing a panel and putting it on top. Sorry. It's been, you know, a little bit of time since I made this one. I forgot how I did it. So I'm just going to go in with those 1/2-inch strips and kind of make it look like I have wood floorboards. So this is a way to kind of use some of those pieces that maybe you wouldn't have used otherwise. And yes, I don't know why I did white on that one. I'll go in later and add some color to it because it annoyed me on the finished product, and so I had to go and ink over it. I was just like, not even, I didn't realize it was, yeah, one of those things. So I just go along and continue to cut these off. This is another one. I've done this before, and I did it to kind of extend a 6 by 6-inch piece of pattern paper into a, see, there we go. Yeah, it bugged me, so I just end up covering it up onto a 5 by 7 to get it to be like a 5 by 7. So I just cut the wood grain apart on the wood grain pieces, and then that's one way that you can get the flooring to work for you. So I did bring in the desk here from the You're Just My Type stamp set, as well as the mouse. The stool actually comes from, I think it's So Merry Mice, or it's the Chobichonics. I can't say that word today. It's from one of the smaller stamp sets from Lawn Fawn. It's the little mice that climb up on the ladder to put the stuff on the Christmas tree. Anyways, that's where my stool comes in. And then, of course, the shelf is from the Wickedly Perfect stamp set. And I'm telling you, I'm not done bringing in other stamp sets because, yeah. There are a couple of pieces there from the Virtual Friends add-on, the mug, and the little pen and pencils set, as well as the ribbon I think comes from, probably from the Just Add Glitter stamp set. And then the other two mice, the one that's sitting, I think comes from the picnic set. I was all over the place on this one. I will try to list stamp sets below, but I'm not promising that I'm going to remember them all. I did take a piece of silver thread and wrap it around my one spool there so it kind of looks like it's hanging and just, you know, it kind of looks like your normal crafty space, you know. Stuff is just all over the place. It's all good. So I am trying my hardest to use up all of my colored and cut out images. I actually got every piece that I used or that I had colored and cut out from the 2 stamp sets all done. I did have to borrow the one little mouse there from the picnic set because I decided that they needed to be wrestling with their little needles, so they're like having a little needle sword fight. I just thought it was funny. It's something that me and my brother probably would have done, you know. We tended to do that with like sticks and corn stalks and whatever else we could get our hands on when we were little. And so that was just kind of like one of those funny ha-ha things. I was like, oh, this is just like perfect. Like, we can have a little sword fight with it. I could see mice doing that because, you know, yeah, it just would work. Anyways, now I struggled with the buttons here and the scissors. I was like, I just wanted to get all of my pieces used up because the odds of me using the same color scheme again on the cards that, you know, go with this set are probably fairly slim. And so I was like, well, I'm just going to add them on here and get them used up. So I did end up with 2 extras, and I will pop those on the inside of my card. I don't have a finished sentiment on the inside. I will add that later because I'm not exactly sure where this one's going yet. I might need a bunch of thank you cards because I try to send out thank yous for birthday cards. And so it'll probably end up going to a crafty friend as a thank you. So anyways, I am bringing in the When in Doubt, Just Add Glitter sentiment stamp from the Just Add Glitter stamp set. But I'm going to do a little bit of masking here and a little bit of creative stamping. So when in doubt, just be creative. So, you know, sometimes creativity doesn't hit, and a lot of times I double guess myself on a lot of my creative endeavors, and sometimes I just think, you know, I just need to remember to just be creative, and it'll probably look better tomorrow or next week. I go back and I look at cards, I'm like, wow, who made that one? And then I realize it was one that I did, and I hated it when I did it. So it happens to all of us. I'm really bad when it comes to paintings. I really doubt my abilities when it comes to them. But I do love painting. So sometimes it's just, when in doubt, just be creative. Do the creative thing. If you can't get the whole thing done, just get, you know, color some images. Be creative. Sometimes going in steps that way can help lessen that, I don't know, fear of being creative. It's funny to say that you're afraid of being creative, but I get that fear of not measuring up. And don't ever compare yourself to anybody else. I've been making cards for 25 years. I started when I was a young child. I probably started when I was 8, so it's probably been almost 30 plus, okay, we'll go 30 plus years on my end for making cards. I can't say that my first, 10 years looked great at all. And even, I continually get better at the craft. It's kind of, practice makes perfect. Keep practicing. Anyways, I'm adding some glitter, some glossy accents, and then of course I'm bringing in that Stardust pen there to make my swords or my needles look kind of metallic. And then there is my finished card for you today. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed all 7 of the cards in this card series. I'm done, I promise. All right, I hope you have an amazing day. Bye.